I personally, ever since All-Star break, have felt that Caitlin was the Rookie of the Year. She has since just continued to prove that.
Sue Bird once doubted Caitlin Clark. Remember, reality is coming? Now, she's Clark's biggest fan. What changed Sue's mind? Let's dive into how this WNBA legend went from skeptic to superfan, and why it's got everyone talking. In this video, you'll hear the 3 stories why Sue Bird is doing a double take. And you'll be surprised it's not just about the numbers. It's a story that's shaking up the basketball world and leaving haters speechless.
Have you been watching? I mean, that is obviously. It must be cool to watch someone like her just start dominating. You're like, oh yeah, because everyone watched. I think last week that she broke the record, and it was like 4 million people watched that. It's just exciting.
Yeah, those are the numbers.
It's huge.
Yeah, she's obviously doing amazing. Her game speaks for itself.
Here's the thing. Sue Bird didn't just change her mind overnight. Something big happened. Something that made one of the greatest players in WNBA history eat her words. And trust me, it's not what you might expect. Now, Sue Bird isn't just praising Clark. She's standing up for her against the critics. Can you believe it? A WNBA legend going to bat for a rookie? This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about respect, growth, and maybe even the future of the game, and how the legends are standing up to recognize greatness. So why did Sue Bird do a complete 180? What did Caitlin Clark do that was so impressive? Before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can bring more basketball content to viewers like you. Thank you. Are you ready? Let's go.
So yeah, as I mentioned, Kelsey Mitchell's balling, Caitlin continuing to impress, and she's going to break records nonstop for the next couple years. Yeah. It's just going to be a constant record break.
You've heard about rookies making an impact, but this is different. Clark didn't just impress, she rewrote the record books. And it's not just about the numbers. There's one skill she has that's making even WNBA legends do a double take. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's rookie season. It's not just good, it's historic. She's leading the league in assists, averaging 8.4 per game, and on track to smash the single-season assist record by any player. That's not rookie numbers, that's superstar territory. But wait, there's more. Clark isn't just passing. She's scoring, she's rebounding, she's draining threes, and making her teammates better. She's doing it all. Remember when triple-doubles were rare in the WNBA? Clark's changing that. She's got 2 this season already. 2. No other rookie in WNBA history even has one, and she has 2.
First time for a rookie to get a triple-double in franchise history.
Her latest, 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists against the Los Angeles Sparks.
It's up, it won't go, Clark pulls it down, and this building knows what that means.
That's not just filling the stat sheet, that's dominating every aspect of the game. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sue Bird, one of the greatest to ever play the game, is raving about Clark's deep three-point shooting. We're not talking about regular threes here. We're talking about shots that make defenders shake their heads and coaches throw up their hands. In fact, Caitlin Clark has a deeper range than even the NBA's deepest shooters. Clark's average three-point attempt comes from a staggering 28 feet, 1.1 inches out. That's further than even the best seasons of Trae Young, Damian Lillard, and yes, Steph Curry. Bird says this long-range accuracy is changing the game. Imagine this, you're a defender. You've pushed Clark back, way behind the three-point line. You think you've done your job. But for Clark, that's just where the fun begins. She lets it fly from downtown, and boom, nothing but net. That's the kind of skill that's making legends like Bird sit up and take notice. But it's not just about the flashy plays. Bird's praising Clark's mental game too. She said, and I quote, "Caitlin's ability to rise above the relentless pressure and still dominate shows just how unstoppable she is." That's high praise from a player who knows a thing or two about handling pressure.
Sometimes it feels like the weight of the WNBA is on her shoulders. That is both, like I said earlier, a compliment and warranted in a lot of ways, but also maybe a little bit unfair to put so much on her. And then to not play up to her abilities in this early part would be frustrating.
Think about it. Clark's not just facing the normal rookie challenges. She's got the eyes of the entire basketball world on her. Expectations through the roof, and critics ready to pounce on any mistake. And what does she do? She doesn't just survive, she thrives. That's the kind of mental toughness that separates good players from great ones. Since the All-Star break, Clark's been on another level. She's averaging 24 points per game. That's not just good for a rookie, that's MVP level. It's performances like these that have Bird talking about Clark as a serious Rookie of the Year candidate. But the best part? Clark's not just impressing with her play, she's changing minds. Remember how Bird was skeptical at first? Now she's one of Clark's biggest defenders. When critics try to focus on mistakes or create drama, Bird's right there saying, "Hold up, let's talk about her talent, her resilience." If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like and subscribe. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and it makes a huge difference to us. We appreciate you. Now back to the action.
Which teams would I not want to see in the playoffs? And that's where you brought up the fever.
Sue Bird versus the media. It's a clash that's turning heads and raising eyebrows. But in this battle of opinions, who's really coming out on top? And more importantly, what does it mean for Caitlin Clark's future in the WNBA? The basketball world is buzzing with a new kind of drama, and it's not happening on the court. Sue Bird, WNBA legend and former skeptic, has taken on a new role. Caitlin Clark's most vocal defender. Bird isn't just praising Clark's game anymore. She's going head-to-head with critics and reshaping the entire conversation around this rookie sensation. Remember when the media couldn't stop talking about Clark's mistakes? Well, Bird's had enough of that. She's calling out the press for focusing on the wrong things. In her own words, the real story here is her resilience, not the drama. This isn't just a throwaway comment. It's a game changer in how we talk about young athletes. But why is Bird so invested in changing the narrative? It's simple. She sees something in Clark that goes beyond the highlight reels. Bird's not just impressed by Clark's stats, which, let's be honest, are pretty mind-blowing. She's blown away by Clark's mental toughness. Imagine being a rookie with the weight of the world on your shoulders. Every move you make is scrutinized. Every mistake is magnified. That's Clark's reality. And instead of crumbling under the pressure, she's thriving. Bird's not stopping at defending Clark. She's making bold predictions too. She's declared Clark the runaway winner for Rookie of the Year. That's not just praise, that's a statement. Bird points to Clark's performance since the All-Star break as proof of her elite play. But here's where it gets really interesting. Bird's support isn't just changing how we see Clark, it's changing how we talk about women's basketball as a whole. When a legend like Bird speaks up, people listen. And what she's saying is clear. Focus on the talent, not the drama. After Clark's impressive triple-double performance, Bird didn't mince words. She said, "She balled out. Simple, but powerful." It's a reminder that at the end of the day, this is about basketball. It's about talent. It's about changing the game.
She balled out. She had a double-double, 31 points, career high, 12 assists.
But Bird's praise isn't just about Clark's present performance. It's about her future potential. Bird sees something in Clark that reminds her of the greats, and that Clark is already one of the greats now. She's not just good now, she's got the potential to be legendary. And coming from Sue Bird, that's high praise indeed. Bird's also quick to acknowledge the challenges Clark faced early in the season. But instead of dwelling on those struggles, she's highlighting Clark's ability to adapt and grow. That's the mark of a true champion. It's not about never facing adversity. It's about how you respond to it. So, what does all this mean for Caitlin Clark's future in the WNBA? It's setting her up for success in more ways than one. Sure, Bird's praise is boosting Clark's profile, but more importantly, it's changing the conversation around her. It's shifting the focus from criticism to celebration, from doubt to potential. And let's not forget the impact this has on fans. When a legend like Bird stands up for a rookie like Clark, it sends a powerful message. It tells fans that it's okay to get excited. It's okay to believe in new talent. It's okay to celebrate greatness in the making. Clark's game is electrifying, but her influence extends far beyond the final buzzer. Think the WNBA was always destined to play second fiddle? Think again. The stats don't lie, and they're painting a picture that's shocking the sports world. Let's talk numbers for a second. The WNBA is now averaging 22,700 viewers per game. That's not just good, that's better than the NHL's 2,600. You heard that right. A rookie is making the WNBA outpace an established Big Four league. And what's the one thing in common amongst the most viewed WNBA games? You guessed it. Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. This isn't just a win for women's basketball. It's a seismic shift in the sports landscape and a reflection of Clark's ultimate value. But it's not just about viewership. Clark's impact is changing the very nature of the game. Sue Bird, who knows a thing or two about playoff basketball as a 4-time WNBA champion, sees Clark as a potential playoff nightmare for opponents. Why? Because Clark's skill set is uniquely suited for high-pressure situations. Her deep threes keep defenses honest. Her passing creates opportunities for teammates. And her mental toughness? That's the X factor that could turn close games into fever victories. Now, you might be thinking, is this all about Clark? Not quite. Bird, ever the team player, is quick to highlight the contributions of Clark's teammates. She's particularly impressed with Kelsey Mitchell, saying, "You can't talk about the Fever without talking about Kelsey Mitchell, who is on an incredible streak." This balanced approach is crucial. It reminds us that while Clark is a standout, basketball is still a team sport.
Just like a hot streak, shooting the absolute you-know-what out of the ball. She had 36 in her last game. In that game, I forget what she finished with, 20-something, 28, something. But she's killing it.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's success isn't just changing how we view the WNBA. It's changing how young athletes view their own potential. Imagine being a 12-year-old girl watching Clark drain threes from the logo. Suddenly, the dream of playing professional basketball doesn't seem so far-fetched. That's the real power of what's happening here. And it's not just inspiring players. It's inspiring fans too. The energy in WNBA arenas is electric. Social media is buzzing with Clark highlights. People who've never watched a WNBA game before are tuning in just to see what all the fuss is about. And you know what? They're sticking around. Let's not forget the role Sue Bird is playing in all this. By publicly supporting Clark, she's bridging generations. She's showing that there's room for new stars to shine without dimming the light of those who came before. She's proving that legends of the past do not need to diminish the success of the stars today. It's a masterclass in mentorship and sportsmanship. But perhaps the most exciting part of all this? We're just getting started. Clark is still a rookie. She's still learning, still growing, still figuring out how to navigate the professional game. Or maybe the professional game is starting to navigate around her? If this is what she's capable of now, imagine what she'll be doing in a year, in 5 years. Sue Bird's praise for Clark isn't just about recognizing talent. It's about acknowledging the future of the sport. When a legend like Sue Bird speaks, people listen. And what she's saying is clear. The future of women's basketball is bright, exciting, and here right now. Sue Bird's journey from skeptic to supporter of Caitlin Clark is more than just a change of heart. It's a powerful lesson in growth and open-mindedness. Bird's willingness to reassess her views shows that even legends can learn from new talent. This shift isn't just about Clark's skills. It's about recognizing greatness no matter where it comes from. The basketball world is watching, and Bird's support is changing the game. It's not just about stats anymore. It's about resilience, adaptability, and the future of women's basketball. Clark's success is elevating the sport to new heights. We're seeing a perfect blend of experience and fresh talent, respect, and innovation. This story of growth and mutual admiration isn't just changing minds, it's changing the entire landscape of women's basketball. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest news. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.